Hello, thanks for tuning in. It's Stuart here, record collector, record dealer, and I found an interesting record on eBay. I'm going to bid on it, and I'm also going to predict what it's going to sell for. It's quite a special record. It's Gioconda Devito playing Brahms Violin Concerto. Personally, I've never had a copy, and I would like to have this one. However, I've done a bit of research. I've looked at the listing. I'm not really too confident about it. So it's currently on £31. It's actually ending in 3 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back later and make another video, either showing the bidding process complete or me maybe bidding in the last moments. So, I mean, back in the 90s, this record used to sell for about £300 or £400 in good condition. I mean, you know, in sort of kind of EX condition. It's the kind of record which would be very hard to find in EX condition. It would probably be more like VG or VG plus, because it's so old, and people used what we call blunderbuss stylus in those days, really high tracking weight, poor quality styluses which could permanently damage the records. So I've done a bit of research on this one. I've looked at Discogs and various other places, and it looks to me like a really good copy sells for about £300. I guess that a sort of elite dealer would probably sell a really good copy for about 400, 500 to a Japanese client. And I wouldn't mind this one. So now the jacket's in very good condition. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the condition. Look, I mean, the front of the jacket is actually in very good condition for an old ALP. The record looks reasonable. There are no spindle marks, which gives me some confidence that this one is actually going to play very well. And, you know, overall it looks pretty good. Unfortunately, he's not shown the back of the cover. I would like to have seen the back of the cover, but it's not there. So the question is what to bid. I think I'd be prepared to go about £80 on this one, but I'm afraid that it's probably going to sell for about 150 or even £200. Now the seller has not really specified what the condition is, just saying the disc has just a few faint marks and scratches visible at certain angles. Well, that's a kind of good sign. I always say that if you can lose the angle in the light, if you can lose the scratch in the light, it probably won't sound. The sleeve is a little torn at the opening. Well, you know, let's have a look at the sleeve. What does he mean? Can't really see it there. Maybe it's on the other side. That's why I'd like to see the other side of it. But now the thing is, if I bought this and I got it and it was groove damaged, you know, and I judged that it was in such poor condition that it couldn't be sold, I would simply return it for a refund, and just with the reason just didn't like it. I would pay the shipping back and get a refund. So there's not really too much to risk on this one. So I'm gonna go up to about £80 on this and see if I can get it, and then I would probably sell it, depending on the condition, for about 200. So I don't know. There it is anyway. Okay, well, I'll be back later on and we'll see what it actually sells for. Thank you very much for watching. Hello, it's Stuart back here. So the auction's ended. I didn't win it. I bid £50 for this Gioconda Devito record. And the reason I didn't bid any more is because of the way the item was described, and because of the fact the seller does not take returns. This is really important, something that you've got to pay attention to, and I'm a little bit relieved probably I didn't win it, and I'll tell you why. So I said that it looks like it's in fairly good condition, nice good clean jacket. Actually, there are no spindle marks there, which is a fairly good sign, but not definitive, because it may well be that the owner was very good at placing the record onto the spindle without, you know, sort of moving it around. So it still might be heavily played. And it only had to be played once on a blunderbuss stylus back in the 50s to be virtually unusable. Now, the way that the seller described it, have a look here. Usually people who sell records, they will comment on the condition of the actual record. For example, if you say record EX, it means that the record will play with no essential problems throughout the whole record. So with an acceptable level of surface noise and with no significant repeating ticks or loud clicks and pops, you can expect that. You can expect to get a record in fine condition, one that is going to be fit for the purpose. If it's VG plus, then it's going to have some sort of issues. But on EX, if you get the record and it's not as described, so the surface noise is excessive or there are repeating ticks, I will say that 3 or more repeating ticks is a problem. 2, not so much. So he's not actually said what the condition is. All he says is the disc has just a few faint marks and scratches visible at certain angles and the sleeve is a little worn. No comment on the actual playing condition of the record. So in my view, there's no guarantee on how the record is going to sound. So it may well be that whoever gets this record is going to have a record that's unsaleable because it's so noisy, or at least it's not going to be worth that £50. Because I've seen this record selling on Discogs for like 20-30 quid, admittedly like VG condition, which means it has got significant issues with it. And on that basis, I decided not to bid any more than I already had bid, because I didn't want to take that gamble and get stuck with a record that, you know, I couldn't get my money back on. And good luck to the person who won this auction. Maybe it's in like near mint condition or EX condition or even VG plus. And, you know, I hope that whoever got it makes money out of it, or if they're a collector, they'll be happy with it. But yeah, I did not consider that it was worth me bidding any more on this particular record. Anyway, that's all. Hope you learned something from that. I'm learning all the time on eBay and trying to avoid making mistakes. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.